Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new session of Dungeons and Dragons and Discoveries and everything on the Dungeons and Discussion channel. We're doing Upsurging the Monolith today, and yeah, let's get started because we tried to do a session this week and everything fell through, so there's only like 3 of us here. That's not going to stop us though. So, last time everyone kind of got together and things happened. And the party left off very discombobulated. So what's happening right now is I had to kind of get everything back together. Right now, I have no clue what's happening with Roland and Bunnelby. So, when the party reconvenes after their few days of, kind of mischief happening, Roland and Bunnelby are both invited into the Void by Crassus, and they just head on in. Lionel, on the other hand, is saying, like, he talks to you guys and says, listen, I think that we do have a noble goal going on here, but what needs to happen is the fact that we need to, while Organ is procuring the ice, because they met with Organ as well. While Organ is procuring us the ice, which is going to take a few days, maybe a month at most, I think we should take a little hiatus in our training. This would be when Bunnelby and Roland are still here, but just in case I forget where they end up going, they're going into the Void for now. Essentially, Lionel ends up saying that, yes, I think we should do some training while we're here in the city, and, I mean, of course, we'll still need to go get the, the Salamander's scales at some point, because that's the only way we can think of actually, getting the ice down to the island safely, but I do believe that we should at least take some precautions and do some training in the meantime, because apparently these Salamanders are really hard to beat, according to our Goliath friend. He pointed to the Goliath. You guys already met the Goliath. He says, "Hi, my name is Albatross. I can put you guys into a nice icy field with him. I'm bringing you guys over to the ice and the snow thing. Okay, there you guys are. All of you except for he would not be there, and Lionel will be there. And I will drag in your Goliath friend. I think he is good to go. Yes, he's Lionel's new Goliath friend.
All right.
So, as you can see, I totally just didn't take an image from the Forgotten Realms wiki. That was a Goliath and put it there. Okay, cool. So, he says to you guys, well, I'm good with training people in certain things. I can train him in things. Well, I can also show you guys where you guys want to get trained if you guys want to get trained in things. So, where do you two want to get trained? He said he wanted to get big and strong like me, and I am a big strong man, as you can see. So, I will take him. He'll become my apprentice for a month. Although he's probably much stronger than me, he can beat me in any match. But I can show him how to be a big and strong boy. Where do you guys want to get trained, and how do you want to get trained?
I want to get trained in alert.
And so you want to become more alert, more aware of your surroundings.
Yes.
Huh. For that, you would probably head
back.
Okay. So if you want to become more alert, more aware of your surroundings, that would probably be something you head to like a rogue for. Or someone that's just a little bit more in tune with nature, perhaps. We can probably find you someone here.
Where can I find a druid?
What'd you say?
Where can I find a druid at?
I mean, that wasn't exactly what I was going for, but he'll say, I can have perhaps Organ direct you to like someone on campus. And they can train you in certain things.
That's nice.
They'll do nice with you. Here, for now, I'll put you in this category. He just says stand over there for now. So
Where?
he just pushes you over to the side. He pulls out a sending stone. And do I still have that token on here? I don't think I do. I'm saddened. Oh wait, no, I might. I am surprised that this has disappeared from my Roll20, but where did it go? It's missing. Okay, I'm surprised, but do not worry. I will defer you to someone else then. You know, this is a character that you've already seen, but I'm going to use their token, because it'll make my life easier. So, okay, I'm not going to put him out yet. He's going to take Lionel, and he can't really leave yet, but he's going to say, Lionel is going to come with me. He wants to get trained in how to be tough. Because I know that much. I don't know what Roland or Bunnelby want to get trained in, so we're going to have to figure that out sometime before next session. And Lorthana just left for 5 seconds. So, we're going to be cutting around this a little bit. So, when you are deferred off, you are deferred to a person that looks quite a bit like a flower. And their whole entire everything is just flower, flower, flower. I am flower. She says, when you meet her, she says, "Oh, hello."
Wait, why is Flo on the field?
So, so essentially what happened was Lyrium was deferred off to someone that was more in tune with nature to become very alert and aware of her surroundings. So that is not Flo, it is just that is Flo's token. This is just someone that is very druidic in nature. So she says, "Oh, hello," when you're kind of deferred off to her after he makes a sending stone call. She says, "Hello there, what can I do for you?" You kind of walk into her, like, her room is just like, there's hanging plants from the ceiling and everything.
I want to be more alert to my surroundings.
Well, we can do that in many ways. How are you looking to do it, and how much time do you have to perhaps train underneath me?
How much time do we got?
So you...
A month.
You assumed about a month, if you guys... Well, you also want to maybe at the end of the month, or after the month is over, depending on how much time you guys are willing to spend. Or you do have to go fight the salamanders still. And I'm not going to make you do that in the session, because with only 2 of you here, my god, you get TPK'd.
I'll be
Say a month, maybe less.
So yeah, you have about the month. Well, we can do something in that time. I'm not sure. It's going to depend on a sequence of rolls, of course. But yes, we can try. Okay, make a dexterity saving throw.
Alright. Dexterity saving throw. Yeah.
So as vines actually shoot up from underneath you, just so she can test your initial reactions without you even being aware, you're actually able to safely jump away. And she's like, "Well, that was quite stunning. You're already quite good at this. I'll probably be able to make this. I'll probably be able to get you done with this in a few weeks, if not less. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna cut back over onto Frosty to see how his initial beginning of his training goes. So the Goliath says to you, he says, "Well, what do you want to be? Oh, sorry, he's little boy voice. Well, what do you want to be trained in?"
I would like to be trained in how to use 2 blades in a...
2 blades. Well, I myself, I don't really use 2 blades. I'm more just swing sword, make hurt. But perhaps you know who's good with swords? More for more 2-handed things, not necessarily swords. We don't really have anyone that's like that. But Organ himself, he's one with the he is a Pact of the Blade, and he often uses his sword in one hand and his Eldritch Blast in the others. So, as he's a warlock, if you didn't know, but I mean, you trained underneath him for several years, so you should know that. But I believe he might be good enough in training you.
You're also in another campaign loom.
So I think we can have Organ train you. I, on the other hand, will take Lionel, and I will go bye-bye to the mountains now. And I'll bring up Organ. So you're going to go over into Organ's office. And where's Organ's token? Organ's gone missing.
What?
That's not surprising.
Organ does not want to train you, unsurprisingly. There he is. There's his token. He can't hide from me. I'm his creator. Oh no, not you again! What is it this time?
I'd like you to train me how to use 2 blades in a fight.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a doozy. Well, I'm not exactly 2 blades, I'm sure you heard, but I do believe you understand that I am at least adept at using both hands in combat. So, well, this'll be a doozy. Let's see what you're capable of as of right now. Okay. On the count of 3, you're going to have to surprise me. So Organ takes his sword out from his sheath, which he doesn't have in his picture, but he has a short sword in his sheath. He goes to slap on over you with a short sword. I need you to make me a... We'll make this a dex save.
Aww.
So as he goes to take the sword down, the sword kind of stops right at your shoulder, and he comes around the other side with an Eldritch Blast, making me a con save.
Fuck.
No, yeah. So you get hit in the side with an Eldritch Blast, and it's not going to do any damage because he wasn't intentionally trying to hurt you. But he says, "Well, you're going to have quite a bit to learn. You weren't really watching out for both sides there." Well, no matter the case, we can make sure this happens. I am going to have to work on your swordplay a bit. In fact, I know a man who's better fit for this than I am, but he is a few cities away. He lives down on Horatia. I'm not sure how well and how long you believe you can wait, and if you can make it back up here within a month. But he'd be much more better suited for this. How long did it take you to get up here in the first place?
You know, like a month.
About a few weeks.
It didn't take you. It took you like a week.
Yeah, it took us like a week.
But with party members, of course. Correct. So,
Yes.
Yes.
How much money do you have?
On my person, 12 gold pieces.
No,
In the
overall.
bank,
Change.
1,659 gold pieces, 8 silver pieces, and 5 copper pieces.
I am willing... I have 2 options here. I am willing to take a gamble. I know of 2 places, actually, now that I think about it, but one is much, much further than the other, and you've never been to, I can concur. But you do know who's been there before. I'm going to make you a deal. I will teleport you there for 200 gold pieces and teleport you back within a month.
Sounds like we got ourselves a deal.
Perfect. So, while I'm stalling for time, because that was not up on the roll 20 yet, but I'm going to make it so that it is up there soon. Where the heck is the freaking thing? I've missed... how am I'm... For some reason the thing's not missing. Oh, there we go. So, we're going to need to procure the materials, and once we do, it'll be a while, but we can make this happen. Okay, so, of course you're gonna need to give me the 200 gold pieces, and then from there, I'm going to have to perform a ritual to teleport you. And from even on top of that, it's going to be a bit more complicated. Because I'm going to make sure you don't get killed in the transportation, because I'm not very good. This is not my area of expertise. In fact, it might be better to have the headmaster do it, though I doubt he would approve of me teleporting you off to some far-off land where you have a 50% chance of survival. So, but if you do survive there, I guarantee you that you are definitely going to get what you paid for. So,
If
again,
you don't, you're gonna have to deal with death.
So, again, I'm going to ask you one last time. Are you fine with being teleported off to some far-off land where you have like a small chance of survival?
You only live once.
Okay.
Well, technically, only you can live as many times as you want.
Okay then. Well, as soon as the preparations are ready, we will send you off to meet your best friend in the whole wide world. Okay. Let me just get some file stuff together because well, I wasn't expecting this to happen tonight, but okay, things happen all the time, and we have to improvise. So I said to get one last thing together, and then you guys will be free to go on your merry way here. Let me see. Okay. And I have the token ready. That's going to be important here. It's just that I have to get it in the folder on my computer so I can upload it to the Roll20 fast. And I'll put him on the map when you get over there. It's just the fact that I need to get him into the Roll20. Okay, so cool, multitasking. Hopefully that didn't take too long. So
I'm back.
okay, so here you go. He says, "Follow me to the other room over, and I'm going to teleport you away." Did you take 200 out of your bank, or am I gonna have to do that?
I can't edit the bank.
Why can't you guys?
Wait, yes, I can.
Yeah.
Never mind, I can't.
Killer feet, right?
Okay, I'm gonna have to scroll you out of there because I need to teleport you guys. Well, I need to teleport you somewhere. So, I'm going to drag you guys over. What? Oh, you guys are on that. So you get teleported, and all of a sudden you end up here.
Oh.
You just end up on the dock here. There's a few tridents that just seem a little bit baffled to have you here, and quite a few drakes that are walking around. Red drakes. They're not all red in color, but a few of them look quite confused to see just someone appear here randomly.
Oh.
One in particular catches your eye.
You then realize that part of your stomach is missing.
Yeah, there's one that you can. I would drag yourself onto the dock.
Okay. Roll20, can I please drag myself? Thank you.
Okay.
No.
So one drake in particular looks at you and says in like kind of broken common, it says, "You should follow me."
Okay, I follow the person.
So
Drake.
as you follow it, you're like, where the heck am I? So it leads you into the main dojo. And that's the big building. So you follow it to the main dojo. You're now inside the main dojo. And inside the dojo there are several tritons that are doing martial arts and such. And one triton walks up to you. I don't have a picture for this triton. And says, "Well, welcome. I see that you are not meant to be here. Exactly. How did you get here?"
My master, Oregon, teleported me here with this ritual spell.
That is intriguing. If it's the organ I know, we'll escort you down to the lower building. If it's some other organ...
It's a warlock creep.
Oh, yes, that's the organ then. Well, my name is Karaikos. Let me drag Karaikos out there.
Did you say you didn't have a photo for this Triton?
Nope, I had one. He doesn't have a spear, he has swords. I forgot I had a Triton that was in Roll20 I could improvise with. He says, "Well, my name is Karaikos. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Well, all three of us shall head down, the Drake included, will head down to the dojo, to the lower building now, and we will talk there with the man that you must be here to at least see or talk to before we can proceed with anything else going forward." So you walk down to this lower building, it takes a few minutes, and when you get there, I mean, I don't have like a map for this, so you're gonna have to kind of deal with it, but there's a big red dragon here inside this dojo. And he says, "Welcome to West Extremis. My name is Coco, And Lord Thana, I remember you.
Ah, yes.
Pog.
Lord Thana, we've trained for a month in the past. What brings you back to... Well, I didn't come. You've never been here, but what brings you to my domain instead of me being yours?
Well, I've come here to learn how to wield 2 blades in a fight.
Well, that is fine. I will have Karaikos over here train you in the way of using 2 blades. He is quite adept at it. I mean, most people here that train are monks that are here for, learning martial arts. But many are just here to train their might. Young Drake, what is your name? And the Drake will say, I don't know. Give me a name. Someone name me. I don't have a name.
Someone name me. I don't have a name.
Yeah, Coco will be like, what do you mean you don't have a name? And he'll be like, oh, my parents are dead, and I never got a name, and that's not really a thing in our culture, so we don't really get names. We just kind of like, work. And he's like, oh, that one won't do. Lord Thana, what would you name a Drake?
I'll name you Dreepy.
Okay, Dreepy. He's like, my name is Dreepy now, okay. Yes, Coco? And he says, Dreepy, Lord Thana here will be your new, comrade with you. I want you to oversee her training alongside Karaikos. It's not that I don't trust you, Karaikos, but I believe that, some reinforcement of, companionship and a little bit of a support might boost her morale a bit more than, an instructor beating the shit out of her will. He says, I understand. Do I have permission to use full force? And he says, oh, yes, of course. And Karaikos just kind of like has like this unnerving smile go across his face and says, oh my, this would be some quite intensive training for you. So, you spend the next month in the dojo. Actually, we'll break it down. You spend the next week in the dojo getting, like, basically the life creamed out of you, and this little Drake being like, it's gonna be alright. The second week, there's a little bit of improvement. You're not having the absolute, cream beat out of you. Then, third week, you're able to kind of hold up a little bit. At the end of the 4th week, you're finally able to wield 2 swords in a fight fairly without, being killed on the spot. And you get the dual wielder feat, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so with that, you get a +1 AC while you're wielding separate melee weapons in each hand. You can use 2-weapon fighting even when the one-handed melee weapons you're wielding are light, and you can draw or stow 2 one-handed weapons when you're normally able to draw or stow only 1. So yeah, you can basically... You kind of get the dual-wielding fighting style out of this, which is nice.
Which is basically what I just put in.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. We're going to cut back over to the ice snow thing, which I believe that is where actually I need to drag you guys over there. Okay, cool. So this is taken care of. They are going to have to take it care of kind of separately here in a second. Okay, now Flo and Lyrium, which isn't Flo, it's a graft hybrid, which is a custom race of plant people. Because grafting, and they can take on the functionalities, or not the functionalities, but the traits of other plants, if they so desire. So, essentially, your training goes like this, Lyrium. Week 1, you kind of are not really understanding why you're here. You're more concerned of, like, this crazy plant person is trying to attack me with vines. By week 2...
Yeah, no, that sounds right, yeah.
You kind of are recognizing patterns on where the vines are coming from and starting to pick up, like, well, wait. Psychologically, if I wanted to be caught off guard here, it'd most likely come from a certain direction depending on where you're standing. And you kind of start to realize, like, and you're instinctively knowing when and where these vines are coming from. And by week 3, you're completely done because you just did well enough on your first check. You're like, yeah, cool. I got this.
The fact that I'm doing all this as a horse person. It really shows that I can pay attention.
So
Totally.
you get the alert feat.
Yay!
Throughout your training, though, I'm gonna go
Okay.
back a little bit. And as you're running through the woods, or I guess more the frozen tundra, it's not really woods, you come across a certain creature. It's very big in scope. And it just kind of both you and your mentor kind of come across this creature when you're being kind of frolicking around the tundra.
Not a ferret.
And it's not a ferret.
That looks like a ferret.
It just kind
It
of
does
hits
look like
at
a ferret.
you upon first beating it. It's just... So yeah, it just kind of hisses at you. What are you going to do?
Huh?
What are you going to do when you come across this creature?
Oh, first I'm gonna add in my alert feat.
No, you got the alert feed, but not quite yet when this comes by. Perfect alert. It's bigger than you, which you're surprised at.
Well, that thing is very big, seeing as how I'm 6'5". Yep. All right, we're bringing this into another session. Go animal handling. Yeah.
So how are you going to try to handle this animal?
I'm gonna pet it.
So you're just gonna slowly approach it. It seems like a little bit reclusive at first, like a little bit it's like, oh, I know what you're doing to me. I'm not sure if I like this, but you kind of put your hand on its head and kind of rub it a little bit. And it's like, oh, this is kind of nice. Ooh, I like this. Ooh. That's what it's thinking to itself. It's like, oh yeah, keep on going. Oh yeah, right there, right behind the ear. It's just like, oh man, I like this. And it just kind of runs off for a little bit. The next day is kind of back again, and she approaches it the second day before you do, and she just kind of like druid talks to it in Druidic and says, "Do you like the horse person?" Because it can't really understand it doesn't know what a centaur is. It just understands very, very simple words. Do you like the horse person? It says yes. It says, would you like to travel with the horse person? Yes. Okay then, perfect. And she comes back to you. She says, Lyrium, how do you feel about having the weasel follow us?
Alright, I'm back. What?
How do you feel about having the weasel follow us?
The weevil?
Yes.
I mean, I don't have no problem with it.
Okay. How would you essentially like it to be a pet? I'm taking this that it's not a no, so perfect. You can keep the weasel. Furthermore, Frosty, just because I forgot this, but the Crimson Drake is now essentially, it kind of comes with you after your training, because it realizes, like, hey, you're a cool person. So now, what did we say his name was? Dreppy?
What?
Dreepy.
Dreepy. Dreepy is now not your familiar, but it can become a familiar later if you take the Find Familiar, spell, but as of right now, it's just a companion. Lionel's training. This is your companion. You can give it a name if you want to.
I've got my very own Happy.
His name is a Crimson Drake. I'm going to let you see. It's going to be in all players' journals, but it's going to be only edited by me and you. So save changes. And we could change the name of it. So what did you say it was? His name is going to be Creepy?
Dreepy.
How do you spell it? Is it like creepy but with a D at the front?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And then, what are you going to name the weasel, Torchy?
Pop.
Pop?
Yes.
POP pop?
And yeah, pop. I feel like no one's gonna get where I'm going with that, but it's fine.
Okay, so that is now pop. Actually, I need
Pop
to...
goes the weasel.
Oh, fuck, he found out.
It's going to be edited by me and you, and save those changes.
Pop
Cool.
goes
So
the weasel.
in the companion section of the compendium, you guys can see the... well, Frosty can you guys can see them both, but Frosty can edit the weasel, and Torchy can edit the thing. Yes. So perfect. And then Lionel and Albatross, the Goliath, are going to take just a little bit of training. Lionel and Albatross are pretty much equal
Weasel. This is awesome.
in durability, and as Albatross actually takes Lionel back to the village of the Goliaths, or one of their little, like, you know, I want to say like Khotons, because I've been watching a lot of Golden Kamuy, and I'm not even sure if that's the right word, but it's like a little tribal, you know, residence, and they kind of basically throw him in the pit, and they say, "Yo, you're gonna fight every day," and Lionel gains the tough feat. I almost said the tough feat. That's not even a feat. So Lionel is basically much more toughened now. He gets 2 hit points for every level, it works retroactively and into the future. So 2 extra hit points every level. Okay. I'm going to grab one more book out and just say, because I need to do a roll before I get that other book out, because it's really dependent on how fast Oregon works on his stuff in the side. So, each week... Oh, well, shit, the first week Oregon got a 1. So, something's not happening. Something bad is happening with the ice. He gets a 3 on the second week. A 17 on the third week. Okay. The fourth week he gets a 7. So, by the end of the month being up, Oregon's like, we do not have the ice. We have about 1 chunk of it. And I assume you're taking 3 or 4 at least. The ship, on the other hand, I've at least procured. I have not procured a crew, though. You guys are going to need to be the crew. Have any of you ever driven a ship before?
No, but I think we can handle it.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to need maybe another week or 2 to get the ice. Which means
That's fine.
sometime in the next week or 2, you guys are going to definitely need to go get the scales, because we found no alternate solution in the time provided. And in the meantime, one of you, some of you can. Well, I mean, you have like another week of downtime on top of the whole entire deal of getting the scales up in the mountains. Also, this week is a festival called the Christ Eve. It comes around once a year, and maybe if you're just lucky and you're down the Christ Eve, the Goliaths will give you a little bit of a present. They're very giving people if it's the correct time of year and they have the proper precautions. It's festival time, they enjoy themselves a little bit there, a little bit giving if they're whatever. Okay, anyways, that's just for a little bit of alluding to next session, if you guys might be able to do a little bit of a negotiations with the Goliaths. Okay, let me roll another roll to see how well Oregon does over the next 2 weeks. And that's a 9. Oregon's still not doing well. And on the last week, it's 2 9s. Oregon dropped the ball. He's only able to get 2 in the end. 2 giant chunks of ice.
2 giant chunks.
Which is enough for your tribe to survive long enough, but it's just not what your tribe was hoping to get overall. It's fine, because you're at least getting them. They're not going to dehydrate. But this is about a month and a half break that's taking place. I'm going to give you guys 1 week of free time. And then you're going to need at least to allocate a week to the Goliaths. And then sometime before next session, I'm going to do a session 5.5 just to get everyone else, if they want familiars or anything, or just a companion, I'll get them stuff. And then I'm not sure what's happening with Roland, because Roland, his work schedule's changed, so I'm not even sure if he's going to be able to continue the campaign for the short term. Long term, I know he's willing to stay in. Short term, I'm not sure. But I'm looking at Xanthar's right now, and I need to visit Downtime. Oh yeah, I need to go to Downtime Revisited. So that's Traps Revisited. because I'm giving you guys a week of essentially what is downtime other than training. Where is downtime revisited? Actually, isn't there a yeah, there is a table of contents that would help. Downtime. Traps are visited. Oh, page 123. Why is downtime after traps?
No idea.
Okay. Okay. Downtime revisited. Okay, so what do you guys plan to do? You two, what are you guys gonna plan to do during your downtime? I know what he would plan to do.
I'm gonna keep practicing
Okay, you're gonna
with
practice.
the sword.
I'm gonna. I guess I'm just gonna. I don't know. Play with my weasel.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out. Training. Perfect. Okay. So training. Given enough free time in the services of an instructor, a character can learn a language or pick up proficiency with a tool. That's not exactly what I think what you want, though. I'm going to say you don't need a teacher. So, but I'm going to say that you're actually able to go back to, actually, no, I'm going to change that. You're able to go back to West Extremis, where the Coco is, for 1 week. Who are you going to train under? Are you going to try to train underneath Coco for magic purposes? Because Coco's a wizard like you are. Or are you going to try to train under Karaikos, the train dude, for martial purposes, for your blade singer part of your wizard?
I'll train under the Triton.
Okay. So, let me roll me a d6.
Okay.
Okay. So, over the course of your time here, he starts to act a little bit suspicious. You can't really act on it, but you quickly learn that Coco kind of implanted Karaikos to make sure you're not interfering with anything that shouldn't be interfered with. Now, essentially, that doesn't involve any problems or anything, because, you know, you haven't been doing anything outside of the law, which is fine. But Karaikos has basically been making sure behind the scenes that you guys aren't doing anything that would endanger their way of living here. You kind of just learn that through kind of, not eavesdropping on him, but just kind of being around him and his mannerisms, how he talks to the other Tritons and Drakes. Which is fine, you think. It's just the fact that he is a little bit more of a shrewd man than you originally thought he was. A little bit more cunning.
Ask Coco what he does in his free time.
Shoot children and kicks down doors.
Yeah, he basically summons giant doors just so he can kick them down, and then occasionally when the trained children he sees walking outside of his building, he says, "You're not supposed to be here." He just gets out his crossbow and says, "For good time's sake," for good time's sake, and just shoots the kid's kneecap.
Big shtick. He grabs his quarterstaff and he plays baseball with their heads.
Okay.
Batter up.
So during your training, though, you actually are you're pretty you know, successful. I'm going to give you a one-time use of an ability. It comes from the Oath of Conquest Paladin. Right?
You're going with Paladin? Alright, man.
It's a one-time use ability. And essentially, the Oath of Conquest Paladin has an ability. It's their channel divinity, but you're getting a one-time use of it for your training. Because Karaikos is an oath of what was the Oath of a Conquest Paladin, I think I said? That's what I'm
Yeah.
playing in a different campaign. And Karaka's just basically that character because I had this thing on there. His Channel Divinity is Guided Strike. And essentially, you get one use of this. When you make an attack roll, it is a +10 bonus to the roll. You can make the choice after you see the roll, but before I say whether the attack hits or misses. So if you want me to give you just like a note thing, so you don't have to write that down on your sheet, I can.
Yeah, I'll take a note.
Okay, I'll make a new folder on Roll20 for notes, and I'll drag it down underneath handouts because yes, and then I'll add a handout that just says Laura's notes, and it's in all players' journals, but I can only edit it by you and by me. Okay, cool. Save changes. Let me drag it down into the notes folder. And then edit and description and notes. So you get one use of Guided Strike +10 to attack roll.
Initiative.
After D20 roll, but before hit or miss.
I guess I never miss, huh?
That's basically the Oath of Conquest Paladin, as long as they get a long rest between every miss, between every attack. So there you go. That's something you can keep track of. You get one use of that. Okay, Coco, what did you want to do?
Coco.
Or sorry, not Coco. Lyrium.
I wanted to play with my pet.
I don't know if that's like really a downtime thing. Like that's something you can do even without, you know.
What do I want to do, huh?
You can go carousing.
The fuck is that?
It's kind of like finding some contacts in the higher ranks of society, getting some friends in higher places, showing off
let's do that.
Your albino death weasel. Okay, so you and your weasel just kind of go carousing through the city. No one questions it because it's, you know, a high fantasy world with a little bit of, well, sorry, I shouldn't say high fantasy. It's like 80% high fantasy, 10% Gothic, and 10% Greek. But essentially, no one questions this giant weasel going through the city, even though blood dripping from its mouth. Everyone just thinks like, what the heck, you know? I've seen weirder. Actually, no, most people are probably actually scared of this thing because it's following around a centaur and they're both beefed out as all heck. Anyways, so you kind of go carousing, bringing it around, just kind of, you know, making friends. Who are you trying to carouse with? Are you trying to carouse with lower class contacts, upper class, or middle class?
Okay, give me the definition of carouse.
Carouse. I don't know the definition of carouse off the top of my head. But the way it's in the book is like the closest thing I could find to playing with your pet. Drink plentiful amounts of alcohol and enjoy oneself with others in a noisy, lively way. Or it's like a drinking party, if you use it as a noun. So essentially it's binge drinking according to Google. No. Essentially it's a default downtime activity for many characters between adventures. Who doesn't want to relax with a few drinks and a group of friends at a tavern? Essentially, you're making friends by drinking, but you might be able to find some contacts and stuff that you can use later in your adventure.
Sure.
So, what kind of establishment do you want to go to? Do you want to go to like a lower class establishment? Do you want to go to a higher class establishment or a mid class establishment? Because they're going to cost you a different amount of gold for each, essentially.
How much do higher class establishments cost?
The upper class establishments are going to cost you 250 gold pieces per the week. Because you're drinking, you're getting a lot of fine wine, all that cool stuff. But middle class, you're all going all the way down to 50, and low class, you're going down to like 10 GP.
How about the middle?
Okay, so the middle class. Okay, so as you're drinking throughout the week, I'm gonna go into your bank. I'm gonna deduct that 50. I want to just make you take a make me a con check. The DC is gonna be relatively low, but make me a con check first of all.
Con check, gotcha. As my pet or as my character?
As your character. Okay, easy enough. The DC was like a 5 on this, which you have a 5, so you would have made it no matter what. Essentially, it was how well you can hold your alcohol, because of course alcohol does have a toll on the body at least. But you're a centaur, you're nice and hardy, and you have a lot of extra blood running through your body. It takes a lot higher to get your alcohol up to that higher level, and yeah, no, you're fine. Okay. And okay. So after a work week of carousing, a character stands to make contacts within a selected social class. Make a persuasion check. So can you make me a persuasion check? Okay. You made 2 allied contacts in the city. Essentially, these would be people like guild members, spellcasters, town officials, and other folk who frequent well-kept establishments. So you'd actually probably essentially befriend one of the professors of the school, and probably who else would you have maybe befriended? I'm gonna say you essentially befriend the headmaster, one of the higher teachers of the school, not exactly the headmaster, but like one of the headmaster's attendants slash like higher ranking teachers, not exactly top of the line. And you also one of the Goliaths from the mountain village. You get to know him pretty well as well, so that is fine. So cool. So yeah, you do know now. One of the teachers. Well, let's actually say for sake, you get to know your plant professor a little bit more. We'll name her Flo 2. Just because we know Flo, and it'll be easier to remember the name of Flo 2. And you do know one of the Goliaths now, we'll say it's Albatross's brother. Although Albatross never had a brother originally, it just makes more sense. And you met him through Albatross. Lionel, I'm going to say, because Lionel is actually already learning how to fight and stuff. Lionel, because I know the kind of person that plays Lionel and how they'd go about stuff. I'm going to say he actually maybe goes into pit fighting for his downtime. And again, I'm going to have to go back through Bunnelby and Roll and see if they want to, what they want to do. Because they've been in the Void for well over a month now. Okay, so he's going to basically just do a little bit of combat. Okay, so he's going to need to make three checks. Yeah, okay, so cool. A few successes. Let's see, okay, where... Okay, so I'm just reading through it quickly. So he's going to need to make a... First off... What's the first one? A strength athletics check. So, athletics. That is not necessarily a success. A acrobatics check. That's definitely a success. And...
So he's better in athletics, but he does better in acrobatics.
And then a constitution check that has a bonus equal to the roll of the character's largest hit die. So his largest hit die is a d10, so he's getting a plus 10 bonus to this con roll. Okay, 27. So he has definitely 2 successes, one kind of half success. I'm going to say he wins 150 gold pieces. That's nice. As by what the table says, 155. In fact, Frosty, I was going to say you probably would have done some fighting too, but all the money you would have made from your fighting probably went right back into, I don't know how he got Electrum. He probably put his silver in his Electrum. So there we go. Cool. I'm gonna say that you would have probably done some pit fighting too for your training, but you just didn't get any money out of it because you put it right back into your training. And so it doesn't really matter whatever your things was, because you on serious necessity would have lost his bouts earning nothing. But there is a little bit of a complication that comes from this. Okay. One of the Goliaths in the village, he defeated him quite swiftly. And there's now a Goliath in the village that kind of doesn't like Mew. He is a little bit of a, you know, he's a little bit of a vendetta out against him. But other than that, nothing too bad. He doesn't have to. He's not, as long as he doesn't act like, you know, annoying in the village towards people. People won't take it out on him. But one person in the village is not very happy with him. Okay, cool. That's pretty much all I can do without progressing the story. So, hey, do you guys have anything else you want to do before I basically say, cool, that's it for the night?
Not really.
Is there still shops that we can go to?
You can. I mean, you could have done that last time, but yes, there are some shops and stuff you can go to.
How much does a regular short sword cost?
Okay, so you have to find a blacksmith for that. You know where the blacksmiths are because, of course, you're native to the city. The one blacksmith you knew that was really good has closed down shops for reasons.
What are those reasons?
What are those reasons, love it?
Let me see. His assistant was acting a little stupid and ended up killing himself.
That was way out of our power, by the way, to stop.
I know, but you guys didn't have to stand there and just be like, "Whoop! I see what's happening."
Normally, every chaos that happens is usually just us doing stuff. But this time, we didn't even do anything.
So you go to your second most known blacksmith, and it is actually an elvish man, just a normal elf, high elf. He says, what can I do for you? I'm more of a silversmith, but I can do anything if you'd like me to."
I'm looking for a short sword.
Okay, a short sword. And are you looking for a silvered short sword, or are you looking for just a normal short sword? Like I said, I'm not best without unless it's silvered, but...
Wait, there's more than one?
Well, if you get a silvered short sword, it does more against the undead kind of people.
A silver short sword is better for undead?
Yes, it's a little bit more radiant power infused into the blade. By the way, what is that strange creature behind you? He's pointing at the drake.
This is my friend, Dreepy.
What does it do?
Well,
what you think about
it's a
that
drake.
one?
It's a drake.
I've never seen a drake like that. What variety is it?
It's from the great god Coco.
Fire drake, I'm pretty sure. Is that what you
That's
said?
not what it is. There was red drakes on the
Drake.
island, but that's not what he gave you.
Crimson.
It's a
There's
crimson
Crimson
drake. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very rare variety of drake, then. Well, okay, I was just curious. Well, so do you want a silver weapon or just a normal weapon? Or
I'll take
perhaps
the
a
silver
magical weapon? Okay. Short sword's gonna run you some money. I don't remember that off the top of my head. 5e weapon prices, because I like to refer to that table. So what is the price for a short sword normally? Again, in my world, a short sword is technically a simple weapon because I don't understand why it's martial. I count short swords, scimitars, and rapiers as simple weapons. Short sword is about 10 GP. Do you want it to be magical?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's gonna at least drive it to 110. If you're getting it silvered, this would be another 100. So it's gonna be cost you about 210 gold for a silvered +1 short sword. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. So 210, that's going to drag you down from 409 to 199. Okay, cool. So you get a... I forget what silvering weapon it does exactly, but it basically is better against undead. Silvering weapons, 5e. I forget if it's advantage. On PHB 148, on silver weapons, you can silver for 10 pieces. Oh, okay, yeah, you can silver a single weapon or 10 pieces of ammo for 10 GP. Okay. Well, yes. What does it do?
Just add a short sword +1 to my?
Yes, but it's silvered.
Because silver doesn't really exist on the compendium here.
Yeah. It's gonna be. I would just put a note on it that.
This is what? Lemon?
Lemon.
Lemon?
Lemon.
Lemon?
I think Lemon died.
I too think he died.
Well, on the bright side, you wanna know how many, I got 2 more breadite ingots from my trip and the nether. He died. He's back! Pog!
He's still dead.
Never mind, he's dead. No, not Pog.
Oh, dead for you.
Target is prone. The weasel can make 1 bite attack against it as a
We still
bonus.
cannot hear you.
Go, perception. Hey! You people ain't hiding from my albino death weasel.
Oh, fuck.
Claw! Claw!
Claw, claw, and claw. No, we cannot. Hang on, let me leave.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That is so. I figured out what happened. That was so stupid. I was talking to because the recording was picking up. It wasn't. Okay, cool. Where did you not be able to hear me from?
Discord.
Yeah, but like how long? When did I cut out?
Around like a minute ago.
Okay. So
A minute
essentially,
or two.
I was wrong about silvering weapon. Silvering weapon does not work with undead. Silvering weapon essentially it lets you cut through magic resistances. So
Basically, you just got ripped off of your money.
no, +1 doesn't exactly do that. But basically, say a monster has a resistance to just piercing or slashing. Well, it has piercing in this regard. If it has resistance to piercing, your sword will cut through that resistance and make it just normal damage. So essentially,
Just say cuts through resistances.
yeah. So essentially, your thing won't have to deal with resistances. It just bam.
Oh, fuck.
So you now have basically anything that's resistant to normal damage is not, resistant to piercing damage normally is now taking damage from your sword, which is nice. So actually now you can dual wield your short swords. So yay. Torchy, do you want to do anything, or is that all you had planned?
So
Why
what
else
did
do you think I
under-
bought
wait,
the
what did-
short sword?
Hold on, what did I do again? I don't remember.
You got yourself a weasel,
Okay.
and you trained a little bit, and you got
So does my weasel understand common?
your weasel
Or
understands.
does it understand Fey? Or Sylvan?
Your weasel doesn't
Sylvan.
understand any languages per se, but it understands commands you can issue it. So if you can say simple commands like "go over there" and it will go over there, and it kind of just intuitively knows what you want it to do in combat.
What can I teach it?
Whereas
Sylvan?
the
Can
Crimson
I teach
Drake,
it to understand Sylvan?
What is it? A beast or is it a fae? It's
I
a
have no
beast,
idea.
so it wouldn't really be able to understand Sylvan.
Aw,
At most,
teach
you could
Sylvan?
teach it like
common.
common phrases, yeah. Which would be basically the stuff that you teach your dogs, like tricks, like roll over and that kind of stuff. But you could say, like, go over there instead. So it knows what to do in combat, or bite, or claw, or spray. Or pounce. So you can teach it a little bit, not too much.
Okay then.
Anything else you guys wanted to do? Did you give this thing a picture?
Yes.
Oh, you did. Okay, I see. That's cute. Okay, if that's all you guys had planned for the session, or you didn't really have anything planned, I told you what you're doing. So this train wreck will be over.
Hey, this isn't the train wreck campaign.
You're right. This is probably the least train wreck of all the campaigns you've been in so far, except for maybe my first one.
That was fun. I got to keep the doors open.
I have to. I'm trying to like bring some of that back.
And also, I'd like to point out something that only me and you would know. Actually, you know how like everyone but me was like listening to that person like control a ship. I didn't know how to control the ship, and somehow I did better than anyone.
Oh yeah, you mean that boat?
So I think we can. I think we can steer a ship.
That was a small ship. This is like a cargo ship we're talking about here now, though.
Still, I think we can control a ship.
Okay, we'll see. If you crash land on
just like that, we crashed. And then
As
we
you
all
leave the
blamed the
port.
centaur.
As you leave the port, the ship starts to drown.
Well, actually, to be honest, why are you letting a centaur drive a ship? It's kind of your own fault.
Okay, well, if that is all we had planned for the session, really, that's a good place to end. I'll try to run at least Bunny or Roland a session if I can, but holidays are gonna make it kind of hard. So this campaign might not be around for the next week or two until we get the holiday season kind of over. So cool. I guess that's gonna be it for now. Until next time, I hope everyone's enjoyed.
I have 2 weeks off. I think I can last a week without it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, in terms of getting people on to do a good portion of the campaign, what I can do in the meantime is if we want to, we can do some other campaigns or some other games. There's another TTRPG called Goblin Quest we might take a look at over the Christmas season. It's just like a little bit of a, you know, a one-shot kind of thing. So cool. Hope everyone's enjoyed. Until next time, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Intro, outro over. Yes. Completion.